Hi, I'm Cindy. I'm here with Kim and Lucy to introduce you to Hands-On Pet Massage, a series of massage videotapes to help you learn how to give your pet massages to increase the bond you have with your pet. Kim is a licensed massage therapist. Would you like to explain our concept a little further?
Yeah, I've been doing massage on people and animals for a long time, my own animals included. And I found that my clients that had animals, before I even got in the door, they were all excited. So we just always started doing the pets first. And then it was like, well, I wanted to bring it to you be able to do it with your pet all the time, not just wait for me to show up. We wanted it to be where it was de-stressing for them and for you. And so we just kind of started a series where it was more, it's going to help your bonding and with your pet, and it's a nice quiet time for both of you.
Okay, great. Yeah, we noticed that when you came to our house that Lucy greeted you first, and if she didn't get her attention, nobody was going to get any
That's
attention.
Right.
So, okay, is there a good place in your house or a specific time? How do you set the stage, I guess, for it?
Now, it's kind of whatever is most comfortable for you. But you can do it in any room, but if you've come home and you've had a really rough day, and I found that it's even best just to go ahead because one, they've missed you, and two, it's a good way for you to be able to calm yourself down. And the more you do it, you'll find that you're relaxing. But it also gives them the attention they need, and then you can go about doing what you are. So sometimes you're in the room that you're going to be on because you just have a 5 minute, you just have 5 minutes. Other times it might be while you're watching TV, because after you've learned some of this, it just gets real easy to do wherever you're at. Now I have bigger dogs, so I have to work a little bit more about what's most comfortable for myself.
All right, but if you have a small dog, you can do it on your lap or
Right.
on the sofa beside you or bed, wherever you both are comfortable, right?
Right. Yes, and you want to make sure that you stay comfortable because you don't want to work on your pet for a long time and then find out you have to have a session. I recommend that you go have a massage if you haven't had one, because it's a great way for you to understand how it feels and what you're doing for your pet. Because most of us, our pets are our family. So it'd be just and it's a treat for you.
Okay. How about process? Do you start with certain techniques? Do you always do the same thing, I guess? Is it a set pattern?
No, actually, what we're showing all of you at home is just how to have a routine so that you get comfortable with it. But then you're going to find that your pet or you like certain things more. And at first, like even with Lucy, her head and face took more. We didn't do as much because they don't always like that. So you don't force them. You just start where they're at and gradually introduce it. And the more you do it, then you'll find that they're comfortable with it. And if you find, especially like Lucy, because she fits on your lap, if you find she's in a position where, you can't do the one leg because it puts you at an awkward place, then skip that because it's about being comfortable. And if you're tense, they'll be tense.
Okay, good things to know.
What we're really doing is just building on each one so that you have more knowledge about how to be happier and healthier with your pet and your family.
Okay. Well, what's the best way to get started?
I think that the relaxation tape is the best way to get started. And one of the things that I like to do is say you want to get a massage or something in that order, because then they know what you're talking about. So are you ready to get started?
I am.
Are you ready, Lucy? You want a massage? All right, let's go. One of the first things that you want to do is just kind of observe your dog. And Lucy's had these before, so she's pretty good at it. But some of the techniques I'm going to do today may be just a little different than what I normally do. So you're going to pay attention to kind of, before they hop up on your lap, you're just going to see how they are standing. And since you live with your pet and it's part of your family, you'll know if something's different. So we're going to start with just taking my right hand, or you can use your left, but at this point we're going to use my right hand. And I'm just going to start at the top of her head. And I'm just going to do a light stroke. There's no pressure. It's just very, very light. We're just skimming the top. I'm going to come off her tail. Now, in the manual, it's going to give you extreme definitions of how you do it. But every dog is just like every person. So you're going to intend to start with something. And if they don't like that, then you're just going to work with them. So I've done a second, I call them like just kind of a nice brush off. You're just moving the energy off their body. And that's our third one. And then Lucy, can we just move over a little bit? There we go. I know. And I'm just going to take these 3 fingers, my thumb, my index finger, and my middle finger, and I'm going to be on each side of the spine. You do not want to be on the spine. I'm just going to do real light circular rubs. It looks kind of like this. You're going to almost pinchy, but not hard with your thumb. So you're kind of just circular. The other, so you're doing just like a C, and you're going to go down the sides of the spine. Very, very light. And if it's too much, they'll tell you. So you want to, this is why it's also a good bonding time, because you're paying attention to what they're telling you. If you notice, my left hand is right in front of their chest, and that's just so that they feel comfortable and stable, because as they relax, you don't want them to kind of fall off. So I'm just working my way down the spine.
Just a real gentle motion.
Very, very gentle.
And slow, even kind of tempo.
Right. Now come off the tail. And I always like to just visualize everything I've stirred up being flipped into like a fire. Not a live fire, just a fire, a visualized fire, or a waterfall. These are things that you learn to do to dispel energy. Then I'm just going to do one more brush off because it felt like it just needed to. And I'll shake that off, and then I'm going to do a second one. Now remember, if your dog doesn't want a second one, they'll let you know by moving. So the ideal goal is to be able to do 1 to 3 of them. You're just kind of working your way down. We're going to do another brush off. And we're going to do one more. You don't have to do the brush off in between every one. It's kind of just what you feel is going on with your pet. Now, Lucy's had a lot of great things happen in her life here lately, but it's been a little traumatizing to her too, because now her family works at home and she's trying to figure out where everybody is at once. So we're just going to kind of, with intent, relax that for her. You like that, don't you? Then I'm just going to brush the legs off, and you want to be comfortable. I mean, if you can't get around it, then it'd be better to skip it than to hurt yourself. Now, with Lucy laying here like this, I'm just going to do it from the front. A bigger dog, when we show that to you, I will probably be sitting down or standing up. I'm just kind of brushing off this is just kind of like the brushing. It's an energy move.
Now, if you did have a bigger dog, could you put them, say, on an ottoman or a small table or a bench, maybe,
yes.
So that you're not like.
Or like I have a Mastiff, and he's this tall, and he's only 7 months old. So I generally have him come right in front of me. But when he lays down, which is really fast because he's used to them, then I put myself on the floor where I'm comfortable. If it's not comfortable for you, then let him up on the couch, or just make sure that you have good body mechanics, or you'll end up with a backache. So I was going to go ahead and do her leg, but it just really felt like she wanted me to do her chest. Now, she's a smaller dog, so I just need my fingertips. And it's just a very light rubbing. It's not so light, it's irritating now. It's a little bit firmer, but there's not much pressure there.
Okay, you want to make sure it doesn't tickle, that it's a rub, not a tickle.
Right. So as I'm doing that, if I was finding any knots or anything, I would make note of that mentally, and I may go back there. Right now, we're just doing a nice basic session. So I'm doing some of this, and that can last 1 to 5 minutes, whatever your schedule is. And as you do this, you're going to find out your pets have favorite spots, just like we do. And then after I've done that a little bit, I'm just going to kind of brush that back off her legs. See, she's not had this one done, so she kind of noticed something's different. Now I'm going to rub her legs up just a little bit, same kind of motion. You're mostly, part of this, it just feels good. And you're assessing what's happening in your dog's body. If you find knots or lumps, you're going to catch them a lot closer this way, and then you would see your vet.
Okay.
My dog was bit by a snake last week, and if I didn't catch it as fast as I would have liked to, it swelled up to about that big, and I had to, of course, I ran to the vet, and they let me know what I could do for him, and that I could do massage. You always want to check with your vet about massage when you have something going. They told me I could work down around this way so that the fluid would move out, and to give him some medication, but to stay away from the big, And now that's a fantastic time, and this is another session that we have on DVD, but I could do Reiki on him. So I didn't touch, I just did hands-on Reiki on him for about 3 days. When I got back home, the knot was gone. And it had been about that big. It must have been a copperhead, and he never was in pain that I could tell. Hope that was okay to add there. Okay, now I'm going to do her other side, her other foot. Now, because of the way she's sitting, I can't do her back legs really well right now, and I will move her. And for some pets, that's a distraction. But if I thought that it was going to make her move, I might skip that part. But you definitely, if you're going to do one leg, want to do the other side for balance. So now I'm just going to kind of brush that off. And if you notice, I kind of got her head in a little bit. We're going to do one more. I like to do 3. It's just a really nice number, but you don't have to.
Whatever feels good to you and your pet.
Right. And you can do hours of just this. They love it. Now I'm going to kind of come down here around the hip. And some of these areas are tender, so that's why you're paying attention. If they move and you're doing a slight rub, then it's telling you that something's going on. But you will find tension in your pets, just like your children and yourself. So, sometimes just by doing light rubbing and everything, you can go back later and it'll go away. Or sometimes it'll go away right as you're working on it. So like this is just a little stiff here, but Lucy's 6 and she's pretty athletic. She's running around trying to check on everybody. So I might do a couple extra moves right in here. See, she's sitting really still, so it's feeling good. If she didn't like that, she would tell me by moving away or turning around and let me know.
Mm-hmm. And Lucy likes to go on long walks. It's not unusual for her to have a 2 or 3 mile walk in the morning. So,
we have a maintenance program for dogs that are very athletic that we'll get into more. But even just this session right along would be enough. It's possible that that's all they would need, and it fits right into your schedule. And after your long walk, it's cooling both of you down.
Mm-hmm.
So now I've done this one. So I would like to go ahead and do the other leg. So I'm just going to, since she's small enough, I'm just going to pick her up and turn her around. You ready? We're just going to move around. I know, we're not quitting. Lucy likes her massages. So we're just doing the same thing over here. You definitely want to keep your hands loose. You're doing a little pressure, but you don't want to get up saying, well, now I've worked on my dog for an hour and I've got to go pay for a 2-hour session on my hand. So you remember to stay relaxed and be comfortable, because they'll pick that up too. See, now, just by working on her, I was relaxed when we started, but I'm definitely more relaxed because, I'm doing this for her and it affects me also. So this side doesn't seem as tight as the other, but just like us, we all use one side more. So I'm going to brush off. And I'm going to do one more body brush off just because we've stirred up a lot of energy. Does that feel good? And then I'm going to take my whole hand very lightly. I'm just kind of like on the surface, like you might rub a wall, when you're checking for unevenness or something. And I'm just rubbing this side, kind of going down by the belly, but not on the belly. Kind of come off the hip. And most of that's just because that feels really good. You don't have to, if you can blend it all together, then it's a much more smooth session. And I would recommend that if you don't know what it feels like, to go have a session of your own and tell them that you want some to not be real smooth at first so that you can get a feel for what it's like. Now that's the 3rd time we did that one. I'm just going to kind of brush that off. Can I turn me around? Can I do the other side? Okay. She's like, why are you moving me? Okay, there you go. And we're just going to do the other side.
Now, if they lean into your hand like she did when you first started, that tells you they like it.
Oh, yeah, she's leaning into this a little bit. Now, sometimes they'll sigh, and that's just letting go of everything. Sometimes their eyes will close or half close. They'll kiss you a little bit, but then they'll go back to just kind of, oh, that feels so good. And some pets only, just like people, only like certain moves, and you'll find out. But by all means, if you're giving them a different kind of treatment the first few times, if you have to stop it and go to what they like the most, sometimes it's just what they know. So you want to go ahead and check it out again. You know, make
Try
sure.
the different moves a couple times to make sure they don't like it and that it's just unusual.
Right. So I'm going to turn her a little bit if she doesn't mind. There you go. Look this way, just a minute. Okay, look that way.
She obviously thinks that's her best side for the camera.
So since she's wanting to sit this way and she may not want to sit the other way, normally I would do the neck like this with a firmer pressure. Well, what I'm going to do is use my fingertips, and I'm going to start right underneath her ear, and I'm just going to do light circular rubs. Because remember, this isn't your session, and you still have to be comfortable. So it would be awkward for me to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to go ahead and do the light massage. Their neck gets really tense, just like ours. So I'm going to spend a few extra seconds here. She must like that. I feel like she's okay with that, and I'm going to brush it off. And that could be your first step. That's your, just to enter. That's a lot to introduce. There's a lot of other techniques that we're going to add to this, but just to start with, if you did that every night, now some people don't have time to do that every night, but if you could shorten it and even just a few minutes right then, not only is she more relaxed, she's not going to be chewing and pacing and barking and driving me crazy, or herself or anyone else in the family. And at the same time, you've assessed if there's anything going on.
Okay. And of course, it's like all things. If you can't do it every day, then as often as you can, at least probably 2 to 3 times a week would be best, so that you kind of start to establish a routine.
Right. And then a lot of times they will relax into it too, and you find out that, you just actually like doing it. So you find a time that fits your schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to do it sometimes at the end of the day, or if I need a break myself, and I find that if there's something I'm mentally working on, that it'll come to me as I'm relaxing and doing this.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, you put some nice quiet music and something just between you and your pet, and just nice peaceful time.
Now, I like to do the top of the head, but you have to be very careful here because you're near the eyes, and their eyes and their nose are very sensitive. So I'm just doing the same. We're just keeping it basic. It's a nice circular rub. Kind of go up around the ears because, they really work that brain of theirs. And go around the other ear, brush it off a little bit. We do have a DVD that just goes over the the nose and the eyes and the ears. But that's after you've practiced some of this and you kind of know more about what your dog likes and doesn't like. And your ears have many acupuncture points in them for different issues, and we have a chart on that comes with the DVDs.
Well, and Kim, I think we want to stress that this isn't a cure-all for everything. There's no magic bullet, but we are planning a series of videos that will help you bond with your animal, right?
Correct. The relaxation tape is probably the best way to start. It's basic, but we build on those as we go. We'll be teaching you energy work, and some animals, especially when they're sick, hands-on's not always great. So some of the energy work tapes will go into more of that. So what we're really doing is just building on each one so that you have more knowledge about how to be happier and healthier with your pet and your family.
Okay.